What's up guys, it's Adam FPL and welcome back to another video here on my channel. In this video we're going to go over how my points went on in Game Week 23 with my team, what my team is shaping up to look like for the double game weeks in 24, 25, and possibly 26, and what my transfer plans are for these future game weeks, and my chip strategy and how to best utilize your chips. With that being said, if you guys enjoy the video and the content, subscribe if you're new. I'm trying to hit 100 subscribers by the end of the season, which would be awesome. And if you enjoy the content, smash that like button. And yeah, let's get into it. So I'm going to first go over briefly my points in Game Week 23, and then move towards the later part of the video where I go over players you guys should get in, and transfers and stuff like that that'll help you guys more. So let's fly through these points. We got 78 points in Game Week 23, a Game Week rank inside the top 1 million, which is always solid, as I say. And then we went up 59k to about 247k, so a nice green arrow, which I'm pretty happy about. So if we go through the team here and through the points, we have Martinez with a nice 9 points. Got a clean sheet against Arsenal and 3 bonus points, although it was kind of lucky as VAR did not give Arsenal a sure penalty, which should have been. Looked like Martinez kind of pulled down Lacazette, but as a Martinez owner, I can't really complain with the 9 points there. We then have Justin and Dallas, who got a combined 21 points. Justin with a clean sheet against Wolves and 3 bonus points. Leicester and Wolves was kind of a game I thought that they would both get a good chance of a clean sheet, and they sure did, as it ended up being 0-0. We then have Dallas, who got a nice assist and 3 bonus points and a clean sheet against Crystal Palace. Looked really good in that game. Leeds never really threatened to lose their clean sheet against the Zaha-less Palace, and I'm really happy with Dallas. It's kind of like a little luncheon this season. So he got a nice assist to Harrison's goal, and he's got a double game week in 25 against Wolves and Southampton, so a nice, really good hold, and a really good attacking defender. In the midfield, we then have everyone who returned except Grealish, who got 2 points against Brighton. Fernandes with a beautiful goal against Everton with 7 points. Worked out for non-captainers and captainers as he didn't haul, but he didn't blank. And then I have my captain, Son, who got a goal, he got a clean sheet, and he got 2 bonus. So really happy that I got a captaincy return, as a lot of people went with Antonio, but I was wavering between these two actually to the last minute of the deadline, and they ended up going with Son as my gut pick. So my thought behind that was he's playing the worst team in the league, even though Kane is not there and Spurs have really struggled. It's West Brom, which you have to always consider the opponent as well. And I was nervous that Antonio would kind of get tired or something and he'd be pulled off, and you usually want 90 minutes from your captain. If you can keep up the captaincy returns maybe every other game week or every game week, that'd be great, as captaincy is just so important. So I'm going to continue to be sensible with the captaincy. And yeah, we got Salah with a nice 7 points. Liverpool got thrashed against City 4-1. Man City looked like the best team to win the title already. And yeah, if it wasn't for a lucky Salah penalty, Man City would have won 4-0. So really nice to get the Salah points, I guess, especially since I benched one of my City defenders. We'll get to the bench in a second. Antonio with 2 points, and Bamford with a nice assist against Palace. Good hold as Dallas is. So now that we go to the bench, first time I've really been burned by the bench badly all season. I've been lucky to not get too many points on my bench, but this is the consequence of preparing for a bench boost. You have a really strong team all around, and you're going to have bench points. So we have Stones and Peacock Farrell, who did not do too much damage, but these two did, Gundogan and Calvert-Lewin. So starting with Calvert-Lewin, I was never really going to play him as he was going up against United, and Everton were kind of struggling. And I thought United were a pretty good defense, although in hindsight, I probably should have realized that United do give up a lot of easy chances and kind of leak goals, similar to Liverpool. So I maybe could have played Calvert-Lewin there, as he got 12 points, which was huge. He got a goal and assist and 3 bonus points, and he's pretty highly owned here. So really unfortunate I didn't get his points, but I was never really going to play him hugely. Now Gundogan's a different story. He was kind of a roller coaster ride for owners and for benchers, as a matter of fact. So at halftime, I saw that he missed a penalty. He was on -1 points. I was cheering. I was like, yeah, I think I made the right decision in benching him. And what do you know? He gets in the right positions in the second half. Liverpool totally capitulate, and Gundogan gets 2 goals and 3 bonus points, and route to 13 points. If we move on to the team selection for Game Week 24, which, as many of you guys may know, is a double game week. So first, let's go to the fixtures quickly. We see that 4 teams will double. Burnley, Fulham, Everton, and Manchester City will double. They will play 2 games this week. Burnley will play Crystal Palace and Fulham. Fulham will play Everton and Burnley. And Everton will play Everton will play Fulham and Manchester City. And Manchester City will play Spurs and Everton. So these are the 4 teams that will have 2 fixtures, and it is very important that you guys try to get as many double game weekers as you can, as you get more chance for points. Simple as that. But if we go to the team first, I've made no transfers currently. I have 2 free transfers, And yeah, so first I have off the bat I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then technically 5, but Calvert-Lewin's on the bench. So 4 double game week players right now. Burnley defender Matt Lowton currently. Pope is another good option, but currently I have a cheap Lowton. They have an amazing two fixtures, Crystal Palace and Fulham, and Crystal Palace will likely not have Zaha, and Fulham struggle to score as well. So these are prime fixtures for possibly 1, maybe even 2 clean sheets. We then have Stones and Cancelo, who play Tottenham and Everton. Now keep in mind, Tottenham and Everton just played 120 minutes in the FA Cup, which means that they will be very tired. Even though they're playing two, so to speak, tougher teams, Man City's defense have been unreal this season, and I think that they can still keep a clean sheet and cut 1 or 2 of these games. So it's good to have double defense. I'm not 100% sure Stones and Cancelo will both start. They may be rested due to pep rotation in one of the games, but I'm still happily going to play them as the upside is just too tall. Then I have Grealish against Brighton. I'm not sure how this game is going to go because Brighton have actually been on some form recently. They've been defending very well, and they've only let in like 1 goal in the last like 3 games or something like that, 5 games. So not sure, and teams have been doubling up on Grealish to try to take away his threat. So he's kind of seen diminishing returns in the past few game weeks, but he's still a player I would hold, as Villa do have 3 games at hand. Then a Fernandes against West Brom. Another good, probably decent captaincy option. We'll get to that in a little bit. But Fernandes has nice 2 fixtures against West Brom and Newcastle, and likely a double game week in 26. So I think that Fernandes is a great option to have. Everyone probably has him already. Salah against Leicester, he could do well here, especially with Leicester being worse defensively at home, and they're going to miss James Justin, Fofana, and probably Castan. So the defense could be a little depleted, but that's what Salah does. Salah is not on form currently, but Salah could get back on it. We have Gundogan as the current captain. He's got 2 games where he most likely will start both against Tottenham and Everton, who, like I said, will be tired from the FA Cup. And Gundogan is just a standout pick, double game week player. We have Son against City currently in the lineup. He could be Dallas. He could be a transfer. We'll see. I'm not positive on that, but against City, he always likes himself a big game, so we'll see that. And then Bamford and Antonio, 2 good fixtures. Arsenal will be without Partey and Tierney and Luiz, I think. And Antonio will be playing Sheffield. Hopefully he should be fit. And yeah, the bench currently Peacock, Farrell, Dallas, Calvert-Lewin, and Justin. Now let's go to some of my transfer thoughts for the upcoming game weeks. So I have 2 free transfers and 1.1 million in the bank. And there's a number of routes I could go actually. So upon first sight, you guys see that Justin is going to be injured. As you may know, he tore his ACL. He'll likely be out long term. Really unfortunate as he's been such a player for me and for Leicester this season. But he is likely a transfer out. And Calvert-Lewin is also a transfer out, and Antonio. These are the flags that you guys see, and some of the most likely players that I would probably take out. But there's also a double game week. So if we look at Ben Crellin's fixtures here, we see that in game week 24, we have the 4 double game weeks here, which are confirmed in yellow. And we have double game weeks in 25, which are going to be Southampton and Leeds. And then we have a bunch of double game weeks in 26, which in the brown are very likely to happen according to Ben Crellin. Shout out to Ben Crellin, by the way. He's a great person on Twitter who does outstanding work with planning fixtures and stuff like that and makes it really easy, so I'd recommend giving him a follow. But with that, we then have a bunch of double game weekers in 26, so I'd essentially look to be transferring in players that have doubles with these yellow and these gold fixtures, as these are the most likely to be happening. So I'd really target those fixtures. But if we look at my transfers, there's some options I'm considering. So since I'm looking to bench boost in the double game week 26, I could look to get here Pope and Calvert-Lewin out, or Calvert-Lewin and Peacock Farrell out, and Pope and Ali Watkins in. This would give me a double game week player this week in 24, as Nick Pope plays Crystal Palace and Fulham, Burnley. And I'd also get Watkins, who is more of a long-term move. He plays in double game week 26 most likely, based on that gold spreadsheet. And he also will likely play in double game week 29 blank game week 29 based on the FA Cup results. So this is more of a long-term pick as I don't have a free hit, but I really like Watkins. If you look at some of the stats I've been researching about, he's been doing very well, and he's actually been doing a little bit better than Grealish lately in terms of points and statistics and just getting around the net and stuff like that. So I think that Watkins is actually a great pick, and Villa, like I said earlier in the video, are still worth stacking up on as they have 3 games at hand. So this is one option. I've pointed in the bank, and I can go a route of ways next week. For example, I could take out Mo Salah, the unthinkable at some points in the season, but I am considering it. For Rafinha, as Leeds have a double game week in 25, so I'd have triple Leeds here, and then I could take out Antonio for Kane for a -4, and there we go. I'd have Kane for double game week 26. So as you can see, I'm just doing a lot of planning for double game week 24, 25, and 26 to maximize the points. And yeah, these are some of the moves I'm thinking of. This would be probably for a hit, and I would also probably have to get rid of Justin to get to the bench boost, an adequate bench boost at least. And I could look at someone like Wan-Bissaka or Luke Shaw, something like that, as I'd have plenty money in the bank. And there we go. This would be some of the options I could go with. I could even just get rid of Justin this week and go, for example, a Burnley defender and attack this double game week 24, Ben Mee, have double Burnley defense here, play Martinez, and yeah, and these are kind of the things I'm looking at. So in terms of who to get rid of out of Calvert-Lewin and Antonio, this is a frequently asked question. Calvert-Lewin is going to be likely out for the Fulham game this week, and then it becomes essentially a single game against Man City, which, think about it, it's very unlikely that he will score, which is like essentially another 2-pointer. So it's basically a single game week against City, and then he has Liverpool the week after. But he may have a double game week in 26, as if we go back to the spreadsheet here, Everton have a gold double game week, which is very likely to either be Southampton and Aston Villa or Southampton and West Brom. So these are the possible things I'm considering, and Antonio has Sheffield this week if he's fit, and then 2 tough fixtures and no double. So there's pros and cons to getting rid of both. I'm leaning towards Calvert-Lewin as that's who makes me afford Pope, and that would be my number one option. But I could also do the Justin to me route, and yeah, these are some of my transfer thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below about these ideas. Now, for the other part of the video, I would like to talk about some players that you guys could potentially be looking at for the upcoming double game weeks that are kind of differential. So in that, we kind of have Pope and Areola. Both have double game weeks. We talked about Pope, and Fulham have a double game week in 24, Burnley and Everton. So Areola could make a lot of saves. He's a good option in net. And in the defense, we talked about Lowen. Dallas has that double game week in 25, and he's really attacking. Great option to have. And we have Luke Shaw here, who's another United defender. They will be doubling most likely against Chelsea and Crystal Palace in 26. And Ole seems to start Luke Shaw in the Prem and Alex Telles in the Cup games. So Luke Shaw seems fairly nailed. And you could also look at Robinson, who really attacks in that Fulham defense. Has that double game week this week. Only 4.4 million, as you can see. Barely owned by anyone in the game. And you could also look at Mee for another Burnley defender. Then you have Sterling and Foden. Sterling is a prime captaincy option this week with that Tottenham and Everton fixture. Most likely will play both games, or at least most of the 2 games. And then Foden as a differential again. You can also look at Minamino, Rafinha, and Lookman as teams that will double in 24 and 25. None of them are highly owned particularly. And then yeah, you have the strike force where you have Ings, who will double most likely 3 times actually. If we look at the spreadsheet again here, Southampton, they will likely double in 25, possibly 26, and 27. So they could have 3 double game weeks in a row, which is crazy, but that's a possibility. You kind of have to bank on the fixtures there. But Ings is a great option. Watkins we talked about. Richarlison, a nice differential this week, owned by only 6% of the game. He is a potential replacement for Calvert-Lewin. If Calvert-Lewin is out, he'll play up top. And even though he's not in a great form this season, scoring only 2 goals, he does have this double game week and a possible double game week in 26. So if you want to get a differential here, he's a great option to have. And yeah, these are some of the players I would be looking at if I would be kind of looking for some differentials. Into captaincy in the last part of the video. Like I said, captaining a double game week player is you could go for a defender here, Stones and Cancelo. You could go for even Lowton or Pope. I've seen Pope as a popular option as he gets save points and bonus points quite often. And you're looking at a ceiling of probably like a 30 points there if he gets 2 clean sheets. And yeah, I probably won't go Lowton as he just doesn't have the same ceiling as Pope. Not on bonus often, but yeah, really good option for if you want to go really rogue and Captain Pope. I could see that totally happening and working out. Gundogan is probably the top option along with Sterling though, as he's got 2 game weeks. He's playing for the best team in the Prem. And like I said before, Gundogan is just in the form of his life. If Rodri plays, he'll be playing in the same position. And yeah, Fernandes, if you want to go differential, will actually be a differential this week, believe it or not, at West Brom. Most people will look to captain a double game week player as that's the most logical thing to do. but against the worst defense in the league, similarly to Son last week, he could pay dividends. That's kind of my take on captaincy. Most likely it'll stick on Gundogan for me and it'll be the popular pick this week, but as you can see, there are many options within the double game week players. So that's pretty much going to wrap up the video, guys. If you guys enjoy the content, you've made it this far, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also be sure to follow my Twitter, which will be in the link in the description below, as that's where I post my final teams before the deadline and where I post my final team if I don't make a video. So yeah, it's Adam FPL, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.